Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Deckin Around Deck Specs. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the 007 playing cards from Theory11. But before we jump into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And ring the bell.
So this deck is printed by USPCC on their premium stock. It is part of an unspecified print run, and in true Theory11 fashion, it retails for $9.95. Let's check it out. So you'll notice right off the bat, this has a very quintessential Theory11 style tuck, very ornate foil embossing, really beautiful, and in a great 007 style, it has that rifled barrel look with 007 on the front, and then you actually have the Bond family crest on the back there, which reads, I believe it's Orbis non securitat, something like that. Orbis non sufficit, which is the world is not enough, which actually ended up becoming a title for a James Bond movie as well. You have these two ad cards here, which give the little Theory11 James Bond collab information, and then a similar but not the same one, which has 007 and a little bit of ornate scroll work in there. Both really beautifully done. And then you have this back design, which you can see is true, Theory11 style, monochromatic, but very ornate. And it's actually the same as the back of the tuck design there.
I would have liked to see a little bit of black kind of thrown in there to bring out some contrast.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the interesting thing about it too, obviously it handles great being USPCC. You have these matching jokers here, and then you have this really great Ace of Spades, which has that similar rifled barrel around the 007 on it. One of the really cool things I think about these pips and indices on this deck, they're all relatively standard, a little bit stylized, but they're actually a lot smaller. It reminds me of something you'd actually see from some other designers we've seen in the past, size-wise. And also being relatively standard courts, the fun thing they do about it is all of the courts actually have little nuanced aspects to it. So one of them has like the Walther PPK, which is like the known and beloved James Bond gun. One of them has a pen grenade from GoldenEye, and all these little like additions in it. There's the PPK right there. All these little additions in it that make it, fun and stylized. They have the ski pole gun there, Jinx's knife. So like some really cool additions to it while still letting it be a standard playable deck. Like this is a great Magician's deck just based on the fact that it's relatively unassuming, as any deck made from for a spy should be. But I also do love the fact that they actually have the full-size central pips on the aces here as well.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of that as well as as well as you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it gives more real estate for an artist to design. Otherwise, you're just leaving space on the table there. But I also like the kind of really line work style faces on the courts here. They're pretty simplistic, but at the same time, they fit perfectly with the way that this deck was designed.
Yeah, for sure. I really like the scroll work that's on the detail that are on those court cards as well.
Yeah, and I do agree with you on that back design. A little bit more of a darker color just to contrast a little bit would have gone so far, because it's an interesting gold-ish color, but it doesn't necessarily hit the way I'd want it to, just because it's so like bright and yellowy almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good color because I can picture it kind of being on the bar with a martini, or like I could totally picture that. Just for aesthetics, I would have liked to see a little bit more contrast in color on it. But I think they definitely brought forward the emotion that the Bond movies, do for me at least.
Absolutely. I really think they did a great job with it. I think, again, people walk into Theory11 and they know what to expect. You're always going to get a very ornate tuck. You're normally going to get a monochromatic back design, and that's what you expect. For $9.95, it's a great deal, and it's a great worker's deck at that price, and it's a little bit flashier than a standard bicycle rider back. This one really, though, hit all of those fun little nostalgia points with James Bond, bringing in, basically decades of the franchise into one deck of cards. And I think they did a great job with the coloring, with everything. I mean, the black and gold for the tuck is absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah, I mean, Theory11, as we know, they're one of the best at the game of tuck boxes. That's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for checking out this episode of Deckin Around Deck Specs. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We drop these every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, bringing you the freshest looks at the newest decks.
Ring the bell. Peace.